My name is Sam Rizk, and I'm a double board certified facial plastic surgeon. I practice in Manhattan on Park Avenue. I have my own surgical suite, and I've been doing this for almost 25 years. What happens is, after a certain age, when we lose over 10, 15 pounds, and the skin sags, it doesn't shrink back up like we're in our 20s or 30s. And the only way, and the muscle sags as well, the only way to correct that is with a proper, natural, deep plane facelift. Now, they're realizing that having too much filler, they start to look distorted. So when you melt the filler, it's the same thing. The skin was expanded, now the skin is empty, the balloon is empty. So what are you going to do with that skin and muscle, that sagging? When I get a patient who would never consider a facelift before, in their mid-40s, and they've melted their filler or lost a tremendous amount of weight, they want to basically correct the turkey gobbler or jowl, or they say that, listen, I feel young, I don't look like myself, I feel like I don't feel like I belong in this face. These are athletic women, men, patients that are not necessarily prone to doing plastic surgery are now coming in asking me to correct a large amount of skin and muscle that drops. And the best way to correct that is with a natural, deep plane facelift that lifts the foundation of the face, doesn't just stretch the skin like the older lifts, and maintains their natural appearance. Because remember, these are not people who are prone to doing facelifts just to look younger. It's not the same type of facelift patient that we've been getting for the last 20 years. And I've developed this technique, I've perfected it, I've worked on it hard to make it heal quickly and look natural. It was first developed by Sam Harbor in the 80s, but back then it took too much recovery. We improved it, we extended it in the neck to incorporate the loose muscles in the neck. We tweaked and modified the procedure to allow it to recover fast. So I don't use drains, I use a tissue sealant that reduces infection rate and allows the patient to get back to their normal life quicker. Patients want to look like themselves, they want to look natural, but they also want to feel like they belong in their face. And they don't when they lose that tremendous amount of weight and have that tremendous amount of filler dissolved. So I divide the recovery into stages. 1 to 2 weeks you can start going out. Going to a restaurant with your friends. These are friends that know you did it. Now, for looking presentable to a point where you don't want somebody else to know you did it, we're talking about 2 to 3 weeks. Wedding ready, for your daughter's wedding or your own wedding, I would say 6 weeks. A facelift is not just a facelift. A nose job is not just a nose job. I customize what I do to the whole face, so every patient's face comes out unique to them. Or the nose is not a generic nose. It's unique to that specific patient. And I think over and over and time again, patients tell me, we came to you because we feel like you don't have a quote-unquote Rizk nose or a Rizk face. And I think that's mainly due to my artistic background. I think what makes a surgeon unique is their own experiences of how they view beauty. Yes, there are standards, yes, there are proportions, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. The nose has to line up with this and that. But there are individual variances and variability that exists with those beauty standards. And that is the individuality of the surgeon that controls that. And the result that you get can be unique, it can be natural, depending on the surgeon's vision, which is affected by their own artistic ability and skill. So what drew me to Sag Harbor and eventually settling here with my summer home is I find that the art galleries and just the stores in general in Sag Harbor are very unique. They're not generic stores that you would find in other villages, and I find that the local art is sourced with a lot of diversity, and they have a lot of different artists that contribute to their paintings and photography, and it's just very beautiful. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was just drawn to it. The antique store, the Monica Gallery, the Gruing Gallery by the American Hotel. There's so many different galleries that drew me to enjoying it, feeling at home in Sag Harbor.